So I don't know this is live, and I need to go on to YouTube. Lotto. Right, okay. So basically, I don't know if anyone can hear this in the crackling. I don't know what's crackling. Right. What I'm about to say is very important for all those in England. It's subject to the Data Protection Statute Act 2018. Be very aware of this, anybody who is in a similar position. Contacted, this is a reference number RFA 080159. Location meant to be this. Information Commissioner, I think it's Cheshire in England, and the individual I spoke to 4 o'clock today. Date is the 3rd of the 12th, 2019. On the 1st of June 2018, I had a shock and found 50 odd years medical data has been breached. Ever since then, my documents by typed correspondence and emails for the past months has been as a result of this I'm about to say. There isn't a remedy. This has all been unlawfully. I have physical disability. You go back on the channel, you see what the health and social care housing has been going on for a while. This is all linked up to what I'm about to quote is evidence. A website, you can research this information, anybody out there yourself, DUN. It's done, and bradstreet.co.uk is a website. You can find out this company information yourself. Langham Place Surgery, LLP, is a limited company. The company reference number, it's public knowledge, 217640787 is the company house DUNS number. You can do research at any company you may be dealing with, public funded or private limited in England. I don't know how it works in Scotland or Wales. The last correspondence dated the 5th of the 11th 2019 seeking the in statute law, it's the Equality Act 2010, section 2122. If you have physical disabilities, you don't have a family or friend to sign for offer services in the UK, it's known as Royal Mail Postal Services, then it stipulates, it's been like this for a while, normal posts only, offer services, or email only. And it's all documented of evidence of fact, and this is computer software company runs everything. The company I'm going to quote, you can look them up, and it's running every town and city in England, softwares, computerised, medical, health, care, anything to do with so-called government-funded services. It's called Capita Group PLC. Okay, there's an American company, and they also have branches off of smaller companies. One is called Capita Public Services Limited, and they're running, as I said, all the software, computerised software for all contracts to do with public funded services, and this is where all the public purse is going. Anyway, your data, every man, living, breathing man and woman, and your children and teenagers' data is extremely valuable. If you didn't realise, in a digital age now we're living in, if your information is not input correctly, and automatic decision making is happening for everything, and if you don't stipulate that in documentation, letters, emails, and if you ever make a call, record it, let them know you're recording the call, so you've got evidence of that. I'm only stating this to help others, because I will not ever see a remedy for 1 year, and now it's coming into 6 months delay, breach the 30 days in the statute law, Data Protection Act 2018, you can check it out, people can read up themselves, to respond back to your lawful right to your medical data, or any data held upon the individual. And you might not be in my situation, but there's quite a few people who are in my situation that may not know this, and I've had to research this by the situation I'm in. Okay, the call handler today couldn't do much, and he says it won't be till January 2020, and that will be 1.5 years trying to seek a remedy for the breach. My private life, medical data, is done by design. Be careful about who you share your information with, what information stored and shared. And I'm just going to check this stream. It's saying on this Streamlabs app there might be difficulty hearing, so let me check. It's 10 to 5 and I won't be here long. Check. It's 10 to 5 and I won't be here long. Okay. I'm not going to mention any specific individuals involved. I'm not here for that. The way YouTube platform's changing, I have other social media platforms to use. This is a serious impact for every man and woman in England. Don't get sidetracked by the elections in the 12th of the 12th 2019. There's a reason why the data is collected on computer AI systems. If you're not bothered what's written about you, that's fine. But when it affects your health, care, everything you rely on to offer services to your personal life, disabilities, health, care, is all out to be, well, it's already sold to American companies. I'm going to quote two of them. Nothing new. Okay, head office is in Leeds and it's NHS England Limited. CEO is American. You've heard nationally, most probably in mainstream media, that medical services outsourced already. It's all been carved up for the highest bidder. It's been on the cards for years. There is a massive strike in, I think is it unions, public sector unions, I don't know, but that's in London tomorrow. Don't send off the NHS. I saw that on social media earlier. Good luck to them, because it's business. That's all it is. It's big business. Your data is worth a lot. And this is where the computerization comes into it all. It's more advanced than you think it is. I'm not an expert. I'm just, others are, and they share information. And that's how I know this. Now, I thought it's a simple solution. Seymour offered medication on a, well, that's now being proved to be difficult now. It's always, now everything seems to be completely impossible to offer any services to me in the way that I need it to meet the lawful equality, the right to business services seems to be a swear word now. And the bigger picture is not just me personally, it's a bigger picture than this, hence me doing this now. Might not get an opportunity soon. If you live in a situation where you're social housing renting, and you go back on the channel, you see why they won't repair my wet room for 2 years. Okay, I have paperwork, I have emails, evidence of all this, what's been going on for so long. And the only reason they won't repair this, they want me to move into it. Very expensive, and it's all about profit. Very expensive. This is why they won't offer the medical data, because they don't want me to see what's written about myself. And I know somebody's input it incorrectly. And I found previous, luckily I've still got previous old paper data, and I found an entry going back in March 2017. That's never been taken off. Even though the data control individual female claimed it has been amended, and I've got a letter stating that going back to the end of 2017, well, when I ended up in hospital with a heart attack and a stroke in that year, the data, well, I don't know, it's called System 1. That's a program you need to look for in the subject of adult health, like your healthcare record. So it links up with your medical practices, the hospitals. It's called primary care contract. Everything comes from NHS England Limited, funding to every town and city in clinical commission groups, funding bodies. It's all contracts out. So the commodity, so every number, every individual signed up to these medical practices, set up as companies, every doctor, general medical doctor, GMC member, is managing director of that medical practice. I've got the evidence of company house, company check, put it all in the emails of evidence of fact. This area is set up as Northampton GP Alliance Limited. LLP means limited liability. They won't personally have liability because they have shares in the company, each 2 men, 2 females. Yeah, and I was shocked when I found this out. But anyway, the point being is, I don't give a monkey's what these individuals do in their business. The fact is, when it affects services, the fact is it affects you want to check your medical data, the fact is you're in one similar situation to myself, and it's not that simple to find a solution to receive the offer of your medical records. So you can check independently your medical data to see what is available, what is factual, and what is not. And then your lawful right is to correct incorrections. Why is that important? Because then if that data is being shared on computer program from now into the future, the way it's working, and the program, the softwares, and if you're a certain age group, you might be offered the wrong treatment, you might be offered the wrong decision-making process in the public sector side, you might have the wrong decisions making and seeing information that you already made clear a while ago. Opt-out policies were already done a while ago, when the national opt-out policy for NHS Digital is another limited company in partnership with NHS England. And when you cut it all down, break it all down, which I've had to do, it's a long time coming, one finds, unfortunately, something doesn't sit right. Why is there deliberate? I was not aware what happened last year would find that certain individuals has caused maladministration, and I've got evidence of this in a report. I was never going to receive the lawful due process in the subject of adult health social care in the statute law process, and there's a reason behind that I won't go into it right now. And that's led to me 2 weeks ago to inquire, which I haven't done before. I don't know anybody else. You just assume that your data's safe and the corrections are there, and if you suss something isn't quite right, then you just, if you're being offered services, you need the data corrected. So anyone being offered, like for example these past months has been a nightmare, and to date and future, the right decisions are being made with the consent of the individual, and God forbid if you end up ill or worse and you're back in the system, that data is not inputted in computer systems correct, and assumptions are being made about yourself or your loved one, your family one, and you'll be received the wrong medical offer of public services, and your health has been put at risk. So I made inquiries about this, and there's nothing that the data protection in statute law information commissioners offers, because every data controller employed, public or private companies, pay a fee to them to be on their list in statute law protecting people's data. But unfortunately, it's when your eyes are wide open and you suddenly find out, with all due respect, you have tried just to work with certain individuals to receive your data because something doesn't seem right. And I saw someone stream earlier, and they had a child. The individual, I won't say who, but his family member, I think it's a granddaughter or something, had something wrong with the little girl one, and she ended up not getting the right service in the public funded NHS emergency hospital mission, and they looked for 3 days. She was badly treated. I don't know the end of what happened. I wasn't listening to the rest of the stream. But it concerns me, not just about me, but others similar situation. We didn't know in this area. The public, it's all changed. Policies, again, I didn't know how much changes again since July 2019. I have written to the CEO only individual female with public funded company in my area to seek the full disclosure. What the changes are. The titling, it's weird. I haven't even got it. I downloaded it, but I haven't managed to read it through. It's called TOM. And it means if you have high care needs, personal care, healthcare, subject, and combined housing, it's a bit like we're going back in history. And I can see about like some communities, some cultures would, look after their own elderly. And yes, ideally, if I had my own family members support network, I used to have years and years ago, but it's not like that anymore. So with concerning when I found that through a well-known national pharmaceutical company, just thinking, simple solution, I thought, that's all I'm looking for, and we'll be able to sign for the USB sticks claiming, because all these emails leading up to beginning of November didn't say anything about the files are too big to send by PDF format or digital format by email, and that come out of the blue. So now I need to find a way, reluctantly, to see, why should I put myself out finding an accessible vehicle if it knows I won't get out? But all due respect, I just need my medical data so I can keep, and then I can learn, perhaps if there's an online system you can access your medical records, and eventually the technology side, I need to learn how to get some kind of photo ID. That's where the world is going. Your biometrics, your facial recognition, but still with that technology, you still got to be careful where your data goes. But I've got nothing against technology in advance. It's that way. I'm sure it can benefit people in the long run. But I'm very conscious and very, very concerned how this breach has happened, and I know who's behind it and how it happened, because I've got a summary care record of that printout and the individual responsible. She doesn't work for this particular medical company. That individual, they share certain days. You don't get, it's going back last June. I don't know what's like now. But that certain individual did it. And I didn't know when my mum died last, had the news in June, by July. Or go back on this channel, you see what I've been going through, and what I've tried to set a remedy and seek clarification. And that's all I ever do. Best all one can do. And unfortunately, the name of the channel is Change Awareness Freedom. It's about your lawful rights, your freedom to choice and choose, and to be consulted. And but when your medical data is breached, your records are breached, that affects everything. Seriously, now with everything all interlinked, they call it in the terminology partnership working. So we've got everything stored on the cloud, everything stored in AI, the computer technology is so advanced. I'm not expert, and I don't know anybody that technically minded. I mean, even trying to do the stream is challenging. But seriously though, 31st of 10th 2019 is when I had an awareness that an email, oh, now we cannot send it. They were going to offer by two options. Record a post. Well, I don't get my care at a certain time, and by the time I'm finished, like now, I've got 2 emails to respond to. I don't know how to respond to that again. It's like I have to budget. I don't know anybody else, for the winter, and especially if it snows. So I've been preparing for that. But then on top, I'm just trying to move forward in my personal life. but I'm being targeted. I've been deliberately singled out, targeted, and labelled for something I haven't done, and for something I haven't got. I don't have a certain medical condition, and this is why would they want to breach my data, or why would they want to block my data? Seriously, my opinion only, be careful, because if this is happening to me, who else is this happening to? And do you follow the law for due process and statute law, but in contract law also, which I'm aware of? This is a breach of contract, and the remedy for the tort and the harm this has caused me, they're getting away with it. There isn't a remedy in statute law, because the only system they use is Ministry of Justice. Their department within exactly the same, not the same public servants, but exactly the same process when you're having to appeal the Department of Works and Pensions, computerised system as well, automated decision making, which is many offers of benefits to services. You know, when you're combination, unfortunately, of physical disabilities, combination with the trauma you might have in your life, and the structure in public funded services are outsourced into trusts and charities, and when you break it down, eventually you'll see where the funding stream is coming all from. And I really wonder by the 12th or the 12th 2019 if the Conservatives get in. And I'm not political at all. I, for one, I know about this so-called democracy. We don't have a democracy in England anymore, in Great Britain anymore. It's gone. We're a part of the European Union. We'll never leave. You don't realise that now. So the data, not just medical data, it's every bit of data, is where the profit making with a computerised system is all about. And it's not just the medical, it's about your health, it's about your body, it's about your person, about everything. So if you're not bothered, then fine. Go and do some research, in my opinion, only. What's happening in China with not just 5G technology, but the 6G and the facial recognition, and why all that's going on. You think it's not going to happen in England, Scotland or Wales? Think again. Because this is just one issue that I've talked about with UK data medical records breach. Think about the futuristic type movies you might have ever seen about, sounds great, all these movies, doesn't it, about the biometrics data, your DNA and all this futuristic technology. Well, it's here now. Anything in movies that they seem to come up with great sort of script writing and great, you go to pictures and you think that's a really good movie. Well, they incorporate it in everyday life eventually. So it's a shame. It's going to affect everything now. There is no privacy. The privacy's gone out the window. I don't know if there ever was such a thing as privacy of your private life, your right to life, your human rights. This is breach of not just the medical data, but it affects your right to privacy, your right to choose your choice of what you're living, because they want to. It's not. I don't know if anybody realises, and I'm going to just go off in 5 minutes now. It affects everything. So, I would be careful when you respond to when you find anything like this out. Always be, in my opinion, try and be honourable, because there's more protection out there, more than ever, to certain scenarios and situations, not just online. But anyway, I need to go, and just be careful of Section 18 of Data Protection Statute Act 2018. Be careful about the your lawful right not to have automated decision-making process. Check out who the data controller is, whoever you're dealing with, before you share your data, if you're able to, and about the record management code of practice for each health and social care subject, medical data subject at the moment. In my opinion, they call it System 1. I already knew this, and be careful of who is accessing it and why. For now, I'm going to go. But for now, I don't know what I've done on the screen, but it's my attempt to try and get the information out. But for now, I need to try and end the stream. And yeah, found the button. God bless, and thanks for listening.